Hey everyone, Dante here with the Raging Geek, and we're going to take a look at Rustler for the PlayStation 5. This game is made by a developer called MODUS. I picked this up at GameStop. It was only $29.99. I originally became aware of this game at while browsing through the PlayStation Store. Um, and what initially drew me to the game was that it was advertised as kind of a Grand Theft Auto meets medieval times, and I really thought that was an interesting concept. So I am a player of the original Grand Theft Auto. I actually used to uh, play it when it was, I want to say, on the PC. Um, and the original Grand Theft Auto, a really fun game. The missions weren't as in depth as the Grand Theft Autos of today, but it was still, for the time, it was definitely groundbreaking and revolutionary. Um, Grand Theft Auto, the original, still one of my favorite games. I've played a lot of the more recent versions of Grand Theft Auto over the years. Very good, without having to say. Obviously one of the uh, biggest money making games in history. But Rustler. So, as you can see, you are I guess you can say, you're kind of like a peasant slash vagrant, um, or slash underachiever, however you want to call it. Um, I notice a lot of the storyline kind of taps into a movie released in 2001. It was called A Knight's Tale, and it starred Heath Ledger, the late Heath Ledger. Um, and it was a fun movie. Basically a peasant, lower class, young man wanting to be a knight. Win the heart of the fair maiden. In medieval, in the medieval times, the you were not able to partake in a lot of the games, or in any of the games, if you were not of some sort of nobility. Um, so you had to be from a noble house, or recognized by a noble family, or the king. And usually this was proven with a sheet of some sort of certificate that was stamped by some official authority. And that's pretty much what this game. That's how it starts off. You start off with some basic quests. Um, Obviously this one, called Horsing Around. You basically, you're riding to a lot of different meeting points, talking to people. Usually, um, you're either having to pummel someone or take something, um, to complete the mission, and then or allocate a number of items, and bring them back to the starting point. But yeah, pretty typical of Grand Theft Auto. The mechanics of Rustler and Grand Theft Auto are very similar. Um, the way the top down view, the way it moves, um, things like when you're being chased by the authorities, and if you ride too slow next to, say, a cop on that's on foot, and you're on a horse, you know, he will pull you off, and you will get jailed. Um, like Grand Theft Auto, there's different cars, and yes, in this game there's different steeds. You know, so depending on the type of steed you pick up, you know, you could have one that's slow but you know able to take a lot of damage, or you could have one that's really fast. Um, you know, I haven't really come across any time you wouldn't want the fastest steed possible, but there are times when there's certain missions where it's just a lot easier to um, take down your enemies while on horseback. So you know, probably a more sturdy steed is recommended for times like that. Um, there are a lot of skills you can improve. I can't really remember the original Grand Theft Auto as far as a skill system where you could upgrade those skills, but in this game, yeah, there's definitely a lot of skills you can upgrade. You know, your health, you know, your riding prowess as far as horses, um, you know, damage increase bonuses, things like that. Uh, so again, back to this mission, horsing around. You know, you're stealing a knight's horse, which he's about to do right now. Um, you know, you get on the horse and you're going to take it to the designated location. When you do certain things in the vicinity of the authorities, they're going to chase you. Um, there's kind of like these billboard warrant posters that you can collect that can reduce your wanted meter by you know incrementally by one helmet. Um, Also, like the original Grand Theft Auto, uh, you can go into a spray shop like I'm trying to do right now, and you know you can totally eliminate your wanted level. So you know the similarities between Grand Theft Auto and this game are striking. I don't know if there was any collaboration done between this you know this game production and with Rockstar Games. Um, but I mean, if you played the original Grand Theft Auto, it's just amazing how similar the mechanics are. One thing I have to mention is so when you have these dialogue sessions here, you know, you talk to people. So yeah, so they while they're talking right now, they don't actually speak. They do a very humorous type of gibberish, um, where it's almost like I want to say like a foul mouth version of Charlie Brown. You know, when he's on the phone with the teacher, but pretty funny. Um, Also, there's bards that hang around. They sing. There's a lot of like you know, there's a lot of hip hop or yeah, I guess you could say hip hop type aspects to the game, where you know there's definitely influence as far as you know musical influence in the game. You know, beat bopping and things like that. Um, So yeah, lots of weapons you can get. You know, you can get swords, sticks, halberds, spears, crossbows. You can also acquire a shield, armor. This is actually the guy's mom. She plays a part in it. You know, supposedly this guy is the illegitimate son of some sort of noble person, but he you know he kind of makes it clear he wants nothing to do with you know the main character in the game. So you know the main character kind of has to set out and find the certificate. I want to say certificate of not of authenticity, but certificate of nobility, so he can participate in the games like he wants to do. And his buddy is kind of nudging him along through the whole game to get this done. So definitely, some creative quests here. What they do with the, the top-down view. Um, plowing the fields. Uh, a lot of references to the church. Um, definitely a lot of mockery going on with the church and the people of the the church of medieval times. Um, especially in the turn, and there's a certain segment in the game of where there's a group of innovative or progressive thinkers that believe the world is round, and obviously the church is uh, pretty adamant about the world being flat. Um, but and they kind of trick the progressive thinkers into meeting with them, and you know they they wanted to do a test, so they said they had the guy get on a trebuchet, and they launched him into the air, and I guess to prove the world was flat somehow, and people were like scratching their heads like, how is this going to prove the world is flat? They're like, just do it, trust us. And then he jumped on and he got launched, and that was it. That was the end of him. So yeah, they got map function. Um, there it's not uh, the quest mechanics aren't totally I guess you could say sequential, where you can only go from one quest at a time. You have your primary quest line, and then you have optional side quests that you can do. Um, I would definitely take it upon yourself to explore the side quests. They're really entertaining and humorous. I have to say though, the humor is very crude. So if you're not into crude humor, then I'd probably stop you right here and say this game is not for you. Um, I would I would move onward. But if you're looking at this review, I would assume you kind of have some idea of what this game's about. Um, you're just looking for more insight and more detail into the game. But definitely, you know, crude humor in the game, similar to Grand Theft Auto. But I would even say, because it's medieval times, it's probably even a bit, uh, more crude. So, or cruder. Definitely a game you can get hooked on. Uh, Lots of hours of enjoyment. I have not personally finished the game yet, but I think I've gotten a good part in good length into it. Um, this game for the price, I think it's a good buy. Um, I would definitely advise anyone looking to try this game. I would definitely say this is a if you're a lover of Grand Theft Auto, you'll definitely enjoy this game. I would definitely check it out. You won't be disappointed. This game had me rolling, laughing numerous times. Um, just playing the game itself is really entertaining. Um, you kind of even forget about the game part. It's just sometimes you get lost in just reading the dialogue, and sometimes you just get swept into the dialogue, and it's just you know, hours of fun. Um, Check out this game, Rustler PS5. I think you'll really like it. Uh, Go by your local GameStop, pick it up. Thanks for watching this video. This was the Raging Geek. Take care.
Raging Geek. Retro. All things geek. Where geeks can be geeks. Raging Geek. Retro. All things geek. Where geeks can be geeks.